Hey, welcome to EDUT 501. My name is Bill Selleck. I will be your instructor for the course. As you can see, I am super not at Concordia University, Irvine. What a beautiful sunny day. Um, I am at home, hiding in my bedroom away from my three wonderful kids because it's quiet. I will often record these at Hillbrook School, where I work full time. I'm our director of technology. We're an independent K-8 school in Los Gatos, San Jose, Silicon Valley area. Um, yes, so if when I record there, it's great. I walk around and show you stuff, and this is a very different world. So when I'm at Hillbrook, I'm wearing a mask full time, and I don't like making videos with that. It's hard to see my face. It's hard to hear what I'm saying. So the videos you will be getting for the next 8 weeks together will be me with probably some silly backgrounds behind me. And yet here we are. So wherever you are, I know it is challenging. I know it can be scary and full of anxiety and fears and worries and concerns and unknown and all of those things. And yet here we are working on your master's together. So be safe, hang in there, and one thing you will know in this course is that we will have 8 weeks where we are asynchronous, we are online, we are remote, and whereas most every school in the world has had to pivot like just in a way we never could have imagined from in-person to remote learning and then possibly back to in-person and then hybrid and who knows. This course and this whole program is designed to be remote. It's designed to be asynchronous, and it's just like locked in. So yeah, it's going to be good. I've worked pretty hard actually developing this course. So if you have specific questions about why we're doing particular activities, assignments, discussions, feel free to reach out. A lot of this I've created for you and worked with the current subject matter expert, Sandy Mercier, to make like super relevant. So the idea is not just to be like grumble, grumble, read this thing, threaded discussion, like outdated book, not useful things, but to really be like connect you with, I hesitate to say it, but it's true, like thought leaders in the educational technology space, people who are really looking at like, here's this tool we have, how can we leverage this for student engagement, student voice? It's exciting. This is going to be a good course. It's a crazy time to be taking it, but I'm glad you are here with me on this journey. So, tutorial for this course in Blackboard. Hopefully you clicked on the start here. You read through that. It gives you what you need to do, walks you through Google Docs. If you click to meet your instructor, that's where I am here. So, hi, below me is, right, if you're looking at this embedded, is all about me and who I am. That's how you can get in touch with me. And yay. Right below that, if we continue going down the sidebar, and I'll just do that to keep it like manageable and easy to figure out. There's the syllabus. Please, please, please read that. There are a few incredibly important pieces, or I'd say it's all important. Some of them are critical and will lead to your success. Most notably, please be aware of timing of things. Be sure to read the late policy, course policies. All of that is just so important. I will be sticking to it. I am reminded often to stick to the course policies so that you have a consistent program. Most notably with late work, if it's not due when it says it's due, I am not allowed to accept it. And that's just something that like it's not my discretion to be able to accept it or not. I need to follow the policy, which means I need you to follow the policy. If you know something is coming up, if you or a family member are sick, reach out as soon as you possibly can, and then I can work with you ahead of time. But if I just get like a not submitted according to our course policy and late work, that is a zero. So that is most notably something you need to read with all of the MAED program course policies. Attendance and participation is a really big deal. Please don't plagiarize. Be sure and read through the policy on honesty and plagiarism. There's all kinds of great resources for you with the IT support with Concordia around passwords and library resources so that you don't get locked out of stuff. The writing studio looks a little bit different, but they are still supporting you. So as you work on writing, encourage you to make the most of the writing studio. They give you just fantastic feedback. And if you're not making use of those, you are definitely like ignoring a pretty significant resource that you get with this program. So if we continue looking at the program course policies that are linked at the bottom of the syllabus, I already reviewed late assignments. Also be sure and review online communications expectations. It also gives you tips on how to connect and respond to your classmates. And yeah, just be sure and read through all of that. Again, I'm not going to read through every single one of those, but that is an expectation that you have read through the syllabus. We have two textbooks. The first one is Sir Ken Robinson around creative schools, and the other one is really like a almost like a lesson plan idea book, creating a Google Apps classroom with many fantastic educators. Kyle Brumbaugh, as listed Elizabeth Calhoun. She's now Elizabeth Brumbaugh. They're married. They actually moved to the city I live in, which is fun. Ramsey Masalam, who you may have for your capstone coursework, extraordinary educator up in the North Bay. That's like north of San Francisco. Yeah, it's a really good book. It's going to be really short passages, just really useful stuff that you can implement right away. So that's kind of the quick, little nuggets of really good ed tech wisdom, and then kind of the bigger picture ways of thinking about what schools do and don't do and why schools are the way they are is going to be Creative Schools with Sir Ken Robinson. And then as always, you have the APA manual. All of your assignments will be APA formatted. So if we look week by week, I'm going to give you just a very, very, very quick overview. You'll get a weekly video from me, and that weekly video will walk you through essentially each page, what the week is, right? So if you click on week one, or I could say when you click on week one, there'll be a video of me and I will already be walking you through week one. So I'm gonna actually skip over that because there's already a week one video. Spoiler alert though, you just need to set up your Google profile and there's one threaded discussion. If we click on week two, and perhaps you have a window of me with the video and then you're looking at the week two video, I find it to be, by the way, so important for you to be able to see me as a human, as your instructor, that I will probably never screen record because I'm going to be just looking at a page that you have access to. So on week two, and you can click on week two, you're welcome to look at it. Again, you're going to have my instructor videos. There's three reasonably short videos. You get Sir Ken Robinson's TED Talk, which doesn't quite summarize the entire book, but definitely like pairs quite well with it. You also get some Tony Wagner and Mark Prinsky. You get another video from one of the Q Bold presenters. This week it'll be David Platt. And just a handful of videos. There's another discussion. There is an assignment, your social media starter kit. You're essentially going to create or kind of update a Twitter account with a goal of connecting with educators to help keep you current and innovative with ed tech trends, and definitely fitting in with that. I would say the work of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, is an absolutely critical thing. And I think for the ed tech leaders that I know, getting access and making that equitable has always been at the heart of what educational technology is. Even for students with privilege to be able to say, like, take this iPad, make a movie, all right? So write the movie, record the movie, edit the movie, publish the movie. You used to have to dedicate your life to film to be able to like write a script, record it, edit it, and distribute it, right? And it's like that for nearly everything creative. Even, like first graders at my school are using Book Creator to write books. They're first grade books, but if they wanted, they could publish those to the Apple bookstore. And just again and again, there's all these, really like creative in its most pure form, like to create all these creative things that our students are able to do. They give them access to things they never could before. I think that the trends we're seeing right now, particularly in the ed tech space, is going to be around diversity, equity, and inclusion, which looks for me really different from even like 6 months ago. So as you dive into Twitter and following EdTech people, expect that it won't be just, here's a great resource around Google Slides. It's also going to, be talking about what equity looks like in America these days. That is definitely, they are not separate things. And there have been some really challenging conversations on social media for me with other educators. And it's good, but it's definitely not the like sunshine and roses that Twitter used to be like 10 years ago. So anyway, you're going to be creating an account, following people, and there's really not much you need to do for part one. It's just going to be kind of creating your account and making sure that it's filled in. Also in week two, and I promise this will move much, much quicker, you're going to have a collaborative group project. You don't need to worry too much about that. It's going to be creating a visual Venn diagram. In week three, you also are going to have a video to watch. You're going to continue with some readings. You have another video from Sean Zebarth, Cubold presenter. There are 2 discussion prompts. There is another collaborative project. And then at the end of week 3, you have your second assignment. You have a research paper looking at the elements of 21st century learning. There will always be a Google Doc that you'll be able to click on for all assignments. And that Google Doc will either link to or have the rubric within it. It's going to be 800 to 1,000 words, so compared to what your capstone project will be, it's significantly smaller, depending on how much you've been writing lately. 1,000 words might feel quite short or incredibly long. But just so you know, that's what week 3 is going to bring you. As we click on week number 4, you're going to start to see a format here. You're going to have some readings. You're going to have a couple of videos to watch. You have another video. This time it'll be John Carippo, who for a while was CUE's interim executive director, chief learning officer. This has been his first week back in the classroom. He's working on another book. He's author of Edu Protocols, just a fantastic guy, really deeply connected with the CUE organization. You'd like to hear a little bit about him during the first CUE Bold Symposium. You will have a discussion, a little practice quiz around one of the videos, and then you're just going to start your third assignment that is not due week 4. Let's look at week number 5, shall we? Yes, we shall, because this is like a one-way video, and I get that. So week number 5, similar things. You have a video, some readings, discussion. You have another collaborative group project, and these are not, like, you don't need to worry too much about them. They're not going to take, 30 hours to do, but just the idea of working with classmates, with colleagues, on a thing and being in different spaces is really important. So that's going to be a theme. You have your third assignment, the infographic around the conditions for applying technology to a 21st century learning need. That's going to build on the discussion board. It's an infographic, right? That's the end of week 5. We're moving a little bit faster just so that you get kind of an idea of what the whole course is, right? I don't expect you to memorize this. Similar, you're going to continue reading with Robinson and Brumbaugh books. You're going to watch another video, another presenter from Cubold, another threaded discussion. And this is where the second part of that social media starter kit is due. This is where you need to actually engage with some other educators on Twitter, where you're going to take that account, hop on a Twitter chat, and actually have a social media presence. Depending on who you're following, you're going to have maybe 1% of their total tweets to still meet all the requirements on the rubric. Depending on other people you're following, you're going to have a lot more tweets than they will have. The idea is to actually engage and start to develop that personal learning network with educators who are active in social media, so that beyond this master's, you will have people that you can continue to look towards that will help you stay current, because technology moves so fast, and that's an important piece of this master's, is to start to build those foundations that are going to help you kind of for the duration of your career. On to week number 7. We're just about done here. Another video from me, continuing with the Robinson and Brumbaugh books. You have a couple threaded discussions. As a reminder, those are always initial post due Thursday, 2 thoughtful replies due Sunday. If you need details, and you should look at that below all of the weeks, you have course items. If you single click on discussion board, there's a rubric and expectations around what those posts look like. You have assignment number 5, that sounds really strange compared to kind of the bigger themes of this course. Protecting human research participants. This is actually a placeholder for your capstone project. So if we required all of the pieces just in capstone, it's too much. So in most courses, you're going to have kind of one little assignment that's going to lay the foundation for your capstone. So that when you get to it, you'll say, hey, remember in 501, you did that protecting human research participants assignment? I'm really glad you did that. You won't have to do that in 580, the beginning of capstone. Yay! So that's what this is. That's why that fits there. And that is week 7. Week number 8, our final week. This week ends on a Friday by midnight, and then my grades are due the following Sunday. So I have 48 hours to grade Saturday and Sunday, and then I submit final grades that Sunday. So week 8 is a shorter week. You're going to finish up the Robinson book. There's a couple more selected readings from the Brumbaugh book. You have one final discussion prompt in the discussion board. The timing on that's a little bit different, so make sure and look at that. And then finally, your last assignment due Friday is becoming an active Q member. So you're going to need to join. There's a free and a paid membership. The requirement is that you join, so you're probably going to pick a free membership, although you're welcome to have a premium. And there are a few other items that you're going to do. You're going to look at one of the blog posts. You're going to write about 300 words around it, and then you're actually going to create a presentation proposal for an upcoming Q conference with the expectation that at this point, like after 8 weeks of all of this really cool stuff, like you have a couple pretty cool ideas of things that you can share, right? That you reasonably could say, like, I've done some pretty cool stuff with my students or with my teachers if I'm an administrator, and I'd like to share those with you at this conference presentation. You don't have to present, you don't even have to put in that proposal to Q, but you will actually have, using their most recent presentation proposal template, you will have one that you are ready to propose. So we're just using that exact template, and that is going to be part of your final assignment. Does that make sense? I'll talk more about that later. So that is this course in a nutshell. What's next for you? Taking a look at week 1, make sure you've read the syllabus if you've kind of skimmed over that. And that is all. Welcome to 501, everybody.